checking of the bacterial growth and making pickles and preserving the certain unseasonal fruits in form of the jams and jelly, and we are preserving the both or all these by using sugar and salt. Now come to the preservation using acetic acid. You have learnt about the acetic acid in class 7. It is the CH3COH. So what happens? Acetic acid is, its common name is vinegar, and it is commonly known as sirka in Hindi and used in the manufacture of the pickles, and pickles industry generally using it. Actually what happens, vinegar, that is weak acid, it is used to stop the growth of the microorganisms. So certain organic acids are there, it is also the organic acid as you have learnt in the class 7, and the organic acid, citric acid and the phosphoric acid are added to the carbonated beverages. What is this carbonated beverages? They are the generally alcohols and other beverages in which the alcohols are used. They are in this industry or the fruit drinks, for both flavoring and preservation they are using the citric acid. It is also one of the organic acid, and phosphoric acid, it is the weak acid, and these both are used to prevent the or to preserve the food. Now come to some of the chemical preservative. These are actually the chemical compound which prevents the food material from the bacterial growth, and it is the sodium benzoate. It is one of the chemical compound, organic compound, and potassium metabisulfite, which is also a chemical compound which are used to preserve the jam, jelly and pickles. That's why whenever we are using the pickles jam, it is written there that use it before 6 months, before 3 months, like that. So these chemicals generally inhibits, that means it reduces the growth of the microorganism. They prevents the food from the microorganism, and it remains fresh till 3 months or till 6 months. Now come to the fifth topic, that is the heat and the cold treatment. Food items like milk, heat, as the name suggests, heat and cold treatment. That means we can boil the substance or we can freeze the substance. So boiling the substance, that means raising the temperature. Milk generally boil and they are used to store in the refrigerator. Boiling kills the microorganism also, and the refrigerator what happens? The temperature is very, very low. So at low temperature there is totally less chance of the growth of the microorganism. So some foodstuffs are also stored in the refrigerator as the temperature is very, very low, which reduces the growth of the microorganism. So by these treatment also we can prevent the growth of the microorganism, and likewise we can preserve the food. Now come to the topic pasteurization. In your class 5 you have learned something about the pasteurization, that it is the heating, you can say pressurized heating for a short interval of the time. Pressurized heating means you have to keep the pressure at high pressure, and then the substance is heating for a short interval of time, and suddenly it is cool, and it is considered as the mild form of the heat treatment. That means the temperature used during the pasteurization, that is 100 degrees centigrade, and in terms of the Fahrenheit it is 212 degrees centigrade. So what happens during the pasteurization? Generally, many of the microorganisms which are heat resistant, they are not totally reduced, they are not totally abolished, or they are not totally abandoned off. So what happens? They only reduce their number, and so what happens? The pressurized milk is then we have to keep it in the refrigerator or at low temperature so that the bacterial growth is checked. So in addition to destroy some microorganisms, pasteurization also inactivates some enzymes. It also inactivates enzymes means it just loses, that milk loses some enzyme, that is the meaning of the inactivation. Now come to the vacuum packing. What is this vacuum packing? As the name suggests, vacuum is actually the absence of the air. That means in this packing the air is taken out. Sometimes it may be flushed from the inert gas, that is called the nitrogen, or you can say inactive gas nitrogen. It is flushed from that, or it may happen that like it can be air can be vacuumed out, and in this environment usually the airtight bag or airtight bottle can be used. So in vacuum environment, the states of the bacteria of oxygen needed for survival or slow spoiling of the food. So vacuum packing is generally used to store the nuts where there is chances to the loss of the flavor from the oxidation. As you know that in nuts there are the many of the fats and many of the fatty acids are obtained, and the oxidation of these organic substance may be the chances of the loss of the flavor. So they are mainly packed by vacuum packing. Now come to the 8th point, that is called the canning. As you have learnt in class 5 also regarding the canning, it is actually the involvement of the cooking food and sealing that food in the sterile can or the jars. Sterile cans or the jars. What do you mean by sterile? Sterile is the mainly it is a process in which any container is boiled at high temperature so that it kills the bacteria and the fungi, and the process is called sterilization. So boiling the cans and the jar at high temperature in water so that it kill or weaken the bacteria, and likewise the can or the jars are sterilized. Now food is then preserved in the cans or the bottle, but when it is open there may be the chances of the immediate spoilage of the food when it is open. So whenever we are opening the canned bottle or the jar, we are quickly consuming the food so that the food material may not get spoiled. So it is also one of the method of the food preservation. Lastly, it is the freezing of the food material, as we all using the refrigerator, which is used to put the food material at low temperature. So when food are kept at the temperature below freezing point, most chemical changes takes place at such a reduced rate that only minor changes are noticeable. Generally, it is said that bacteria, fungi do not grow at low temperature, but there is the growth of certain microbes which exist at low temperature also. They are actually the reason for the chemical change, which cannot be seen generally but can be noticed by certain minor changes. Even after long period of the storage, if we are keeping it for the long period of the time. But microorganisms are generally more resistant to the cold than that of the heat. You just come to know that there are so many microorganisms like bacteria and fungi which are present inside the different glaciers also. Also, you know that due to the global warming, some of the glaciers are melting and such microorganisms become active and they get released from the glacier. So just you know that microorganisms are generally more resistant to the cold than that of the heat, and although some are killed by freezing also, there are certain bacteria which dies out at low temperature. Most bacterial spores and a large number of the organisms survive and are revitalized when the food is thawed out. So you can say that bacteria may exist at low temperature also, but there is a small chances of existence of the bacteria. So generally we are freezing the food material and we are preserving the food materials by these methods. So students, lastly I can say that starting from the microorganism, friends and foes, we have learnt about the types of the microorganism. We have learnt about its role, its occurrence. Then we have learnt about the various diseases caused by it. We have learnt that microorganisms may infect animals, human beings and plants, and we have learnt something about the prevention from the microorganism. Then we have seen so many characteristics in the plants. Then we have learnt about the food poisoning, and at last we have learnt the method by which we can keep our food safe. Likewise, we have learnt a lot about the microorganism here, and as you know that always we have to share the earth, our earth, Mother Earth you can say, from the different organism also. So we must know the method by which we can prevent ourselves from the microorganism. So we must have to live hygienically so that we can prevent ourselves by the infection of the microorganism.